This is a video response for Luke at TheMicroGardener. I enjoyed your video of you testing all the exotic fruits, but a while after I'd watched it I started thinking about it, and you know, there were so few fruits that you guys found really good tasting, and I think a lot of it came from the ripeness of the fruit versus not ripe, etc. I'm actually going to call this little video I'm making for you a tale of two fruits. Let me tell you my story. As a child, I loved fruit. I just ate it all the time. But I found myself the last several years despising fruit. I just couldn't eat it. I didn't like it anymore, with very few exceptions. I liked berries still, but even they started losing their taste for me. I mean, I started losing my taste for berries too. What I found was that fruit has changed since I was a child. And I know, Luke, you're younger than I am, but you're not that much younger than I am. I have a friend who actually he just did a career change, but he was a citrus and stone fruit grower, mostly citrus. He told me something that I found very interesting. He told me that nowadays the fruit is not picked ripe because they need to be able to store it for a while. It needs to be able to sit in the store. So they pick it unripe and they spray the fruit with some chemicals that causes the fruit to change color to appear ripe. For example, if an orange is picked, it's probably picked green, not orange. It's sprayed so that it looks orange, and then we eat it. And that's not how it was when we grew up. And I had actually forgotten what real fruit tasted like. So recently I planted an apricot tree, and this apricot tree I'd had in a pot for a year, so it was basically a second-year apricot. So when I planted it, this year it produced, in its first year in the ground, it produced over 30 apricots. And I figured I'd dry them, because I like dried apricots okay, but I wasn't crazy about eating raw apricots. Well, I tried one, and I couldn't put them down, so I was eating about 5 of them a day until they were gone. And really, it brought back my childhood. I thought, this is what fruit used to taste like. And I remember getting apricots at this, or my mother getting apricots actually, at a fruit stand where they had picked it fresh and it was ripe. So then we have a late peach tree also that I planted. It's a first year. It gave me 4 peaches. And it came actually in October. It's called a Fairtime peach. And again, I hadn't tasted peaches like this in years. I could eat them continuously. One more example. The Haiichi, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, persimmon that you had on yours that was just absolutely terrible for you guys. I put a comment in your comment section saying that it was not ripe. But I've had them when they were ripe too, and I used to eat these things like crazy when I was a kid. My grandfather would go to the fruit stand and get them, bring me a whole tray of them. I'd just eat them, you know. But they're all stringy now, and they're just nasty. And as you could tell, they're nasty. But then I got one off of my first year persimmon tree. It tasted like candy again. It took me right back to my childhood. So I think there's a lot said for growing them yourself and also starting with a good quality tree. And I think those two things together really make a difference. And I'm going to grow all my fruit, or try to grow all my fruit, starting within these next couple of years as my trees start to mature. It's just so much better. Anyway, 2 fruits. The store-bought nasty one and the one that you grow yourself that's just absolutely wonderful.